You know, we live in an age that absolutely worships big data. I mean, from the stock market to the AI on our phones, we've put all our trust in these incredible algorithms that can just crunch trillions of data points to tell us what's next. But what if that trust is kind of misplaced? What if the entire foundation of this data-driven world has a massive, critical blind spot? Well, let's dive in and find out.
So let's kick things off with this quote from Turing Award winner Judea Pearl. Data is profoundly dumb. Now, that's a bold statement, right? It's almost heresy in today's world, but it cuts right to the heart of what we're talking about. It forces us to ask, what is data actually missing? And if the data itself is dumb, what does that really mean for the super intelligent AIs we're building on top of it?
Okay, so here's the fundamental problem. Our most sophisticated models, I'm talking about the ones running massive hedge funds or powering the latest generative AI, they are all at their core designed to look backward. They learn from historical data, they spot patterns in the past, and they basically just project those patterns into the future. But think about it, that's like trying to drive a car down a winding mountain road by only looking in the rearview mirror. It's not going to end well.
And this gets especially dangerous in what the source material calls the post-WW era, our world of insane hyperconnectivity and speed. Change isn't just constant anymore. Even the rate of change isn't constant. So in this kind of environment, just assuming that the future is going to look something like the past, well, that's not just a bad bit. It can be absolutely catastrophic.
To really get our heads around this, we have to make a super important distinction. It's one that most models, and let's be honest, most of us get wrong all the time. We tend to use the words risk and uncertainty like they're the same thing, but they are worlds apart. And the difference between them? It's the difference between a calculated bet at a casino and trying to navigate a real, full-blown global crisis.
Let's get a little more specific. An economist named Frank Knight gave us this really powerful concept, Knightian uncertainty. See, this isn't about risk, like the known odds of rolling a 7 with 2 dice. No. This is about situations where you don't even know what all the possible outcomes are, let alone the odds of them happening. It's the world of the truly unprecedented, the genuine, out-of-the-blue surprise.
And this table just lays it all out crystal clear. On one side, you've got risk. It's knowable. You can calculate the probabilities. Our models love it. AI is a rock star at managing risk. It can count cards better than any human, no problem. But then you have uncertainty. It's unknowable, unmeasurable, and it completely breaks our models. AI is totally blind here. It can't possibly prepare for something it can't even define.
If you need one image to hold in your head, it's this iceberg. It's the perfect analogy for the danger we're in. Our current financial systems, our AI systems, they are all obsessed with modeling the tip of that iceberg, the measurable, visible risks that are above the water. But the real, system-ending threats, they're in that massive, invisible chunk of ice hiding below the waterline. That is the world of Knightian uncertainty, and our models are sailing right towards it like it's not even there.
So, if data is dumb and our algorithms are blind to true uncertainty, are we just doomed? Not at all. The path forward, it turns out, requires us to look beyond pure computation and to embrace the one thing that our algorithms completely lack, the human element.
And you know, Einstein said it best. In this context, knowledge is all the data from the past. It's what our algorithms know. But imagination, that's the uniquely human ability to think about what has never happened before. It's our capacity for intuition, for creativity, for insight, the very tools we need to navigate a world we can't predict.
What this all boils down to is that we need a fundamental shift in our mindset. We have to move away from this fragile goal of data-driven prediction and move toward a much more robust strategy, the anticipation of surprise. See, this isn't about trying to guess exactly what will happen next. It's about building systems and ways of thinking that don't shatter when the unexpected happens. It's a huge shift from just managing information to truly managing complexity.
Okay, I know what you might be thinking. This all sounds a little abstract, maybe a bit philosophical, right? But it's not. This is incredibly practical. This is a strategic framework that comes with a real-world toolkit, and it's already being used in some of the highest-stakes environments on the entire planet.
All right, check this out. Here's a fascinating concept from that toolkit. Model risk arbitrage. Instead of blindly trusting a model, this approach starts from the simple fact that all models are flawed. They all have blind spots. The strategy, then, is to understand a model's specific vulnerabilities and limitations better than anyone else, and then use that insight to find opportunities that everyone else is missing. It's really about playing the player, not just the cards.
And this gets us to the new endgame.
The source material is really clear on this. We need to just abandon the fool's errand of trying to build a perfect predictive model. It's impossible. Instead, the goal is to design what are called self-adaptive complex systems, things like organizations, technologies, and strategies that are inherently resilient, systems that can learn and evolve when they get hit with a surprise, instead of just breaking.
And if you think this is all just theory, just look at where this mindset is already hard at work. We're talking about trillion-dollar hedge funds that actually thrive on volatility. We're talking about the Pentagon's Joint Chiefs of Staff, global cybersecurity defense, and the people tasked with protecting our most critical national infrastructure. In these arenas, failure is just not an option, and they know you can't rely on simply predicting the future.
So what does all this mean for the future of artificial intelligence and for our relationship with it? Well, the answer isn't to just throw away these incredibly powerful new tools. It's to completely redefine the partnership. This quote from Dr. Yogesh Malhotra just captures the ultimate takeaway perfectly. Technology is an unbelievably powerful force multiplier, for sure, but strategic advantage, true intelligence, it doesn't come from the tool itself. It comes from the smart mind that's wielding the tool. The future belongs to those who can combine the raw computational power of AI with that irreplaceable human capacity for imagination, intuition, and wisdom. Which leaves us with this final, and I think really critical question. If the real goal is this human-AI partnership, then we have to ask ourselves, are we actually building the right kind of technology? The source material challenges us to shift the entire focus of tech away from exploiting the weakest links in human psychology and towards a real commitment to empowering users, building tools that augment our greatest strengths, rather than just amplifying our old patterns. And you know what? That might just be the real next big thing.